My dearest, beautiful Chosenone, I hope you guys are doing great today, and I hope you guys are doing well, right? The main topic today is you understanding that there are signs that people do recognize that you are a chosen one, right? And these signs are not that obvious, but these signs are definitely signs that have become evident to you as a chosen one throughout your journey, because I've also realized some of these signs throughout my own journey, my own individual journey, right? So I'm about to share those signs with you as far as you recognizing and realizing that you are a chosen one, and certain people around you also can realize or have actually realized that you are a chosen one. Let's get into the first sign. Firstly, first and foremost, when people recognize that you are a chosen one, they will hate you at first sight. Alright? I don't know if you've seen this, I don't know if you've recognized this as a chosen one on your journey, but people will hate you at first sight without even having an interaction with you, without having a first interaction with you. They will actually hate you for no reason at first sight, because you must understand, as a chosen one, your aura, your energy, your vibration, because you're vibrating at a higher frequency, because your aura is set in a different atmosphere, it can rub off on certain people merely from them looking at you. Your aura screams, your aura resonates with many people, whether it's positive energies, whether it's negative energies. They can sense that your aura is different. They can sense that your energy, your vibe, right, your feel, your positivity, how you look, all of these things, they make your persona without you even talking, right? From how you stand, from how you articulate yourself, all of these things feed into your aura, and they feed into your energy as a chosen one. And that energy can bounce from you. You have this thing, it's like a force field, right? It's like a force field around you, and many people can hate you at first sight because they can recognize the force field that is moving outside of you. It's basically you being a magnet, right? And many of these people can recognize you as a chosen one clearly from that perspective, without them having an interaction with you. From first sight, they can start hating you. And when you see that happening most of the time with you, then you know that that might be an indication that you are a chosen one, because people cannot just hate you for no reason at first sight without having any kind of conversation, any kind of interaction with you, right? So that's another indication that you might be a chosen one. I'm not saying every time that it happens it's a clear indication, but majority of chosen people, they experience that. Another sign that you might be a chosen one, or people actually recognize that you are a chosen one, is that they will ask help from you, but they will never offer it back in return. This is the most funniest thing that happens with chosen ones, right? People will always ask for things from you. They will ask different things from you. They will ask you to help them in different aspects, in different ways, but they will never offer help back to you in any regards. They will never offer help back to you because they assume you don't need any help. That's the thing with chosen ones. You look so self-sufficient, and you seem so self-sufficient that people just think you are there for the taking, and there's nothing you can ask back from anybody else. You basically have that, I call it God energy, right? I call it that God sufficiency kind of a thing. You are so sufficient in yourself, and people see that and they recognize that. And I'm not talking about money, right? I'm not talking about assets. I'm not talking about materially. I'm even talking emotionally. I'm even talking spiritually. People can come and ask for help from you, and they can just absorb whatever energy that you are giving them, right? They can become your energy vampires, but you are never an energy vampire to anybody else. That's another thing that people see and people do to you when you are a chosen one. They recognize that you are a person they can feed off of, right? Whether it's spiritually, emotionally, physically, materialistically, it doesn't matter. They can feed off from you, and you will never ask for anything in return. That's how you can also see that people actually recognize that you are a chosen one. And it's the most toughest thing for you to experience, because even as chosen ones, we do need certain things sometimes, right? We do need help in certain aspects. But because people recognize us as chosen ones, they assume that there's nothing they can do for us that's going to sustain us for the long run, because they know you are self-sustaining. As I said, we have this God energy, this God complex about us that makes us not to depend on many things, right? But to depend on ourselves and know that we can sustain ourselves in different ways. Like I said, it doesn't have to be material, it doesn't have to be emotional or spiritual, it can be in everything, right? So that's another thing that makes you see that people recognize that you are a chosen one. Now, the third sign, many people will assume, right? They'll make an assumption that you are religious without you even telling them. From them just seeing you, from them just interacting with you, many people will assume that you are a religious person without you talking about the Bible, without you talking about the Torah, without you talking about the Holy Quran. People will assume that you are a religious person because of how you carry yourself, how you look, how you are well put together, because that's another thing about chosen ones. We are so well put together that it looks like we are religious. I've met so many chosen ones throughout my journey, and many of these people are not religious. They might be spiritual, but many of them are not religious. I've met chosen ones who are in the Rastafari movement. I've met chosen ones who are people who believe in chakras. I've met chosen ones who are people who believe in crystal balls, people who believe in crystals. It's so many people who are chosen ones in this world who believe in totally different things outside of religion. But because they are so well put together, and they are, here's another thing. This is why I say they will assume that you are religious when they recognize you are a chosen one, is because you are not diabolical in any way. Chosen ones are not diabolical in any way. There is no sense of evil that comes with you. It's something far-fetched from a chosen one, right? They are people who, I don't know, it's this God complex that they have, it's endued with just pure goodness. They are good people, let me put it like that. They're just good people in a sense, right? They are such good people that no evil is allowed to even enter their sphere, to even enter their hearts, right? They cannot think about evil towards another person. That is why, as a chosen one, people can do you wrong, but you can never do wrong back to them, right? It's not in your nature. So when people recognize that you are a chosen one, they automatically assume that you are religious, because some of them do bad things to you, say bad things about you, thinking you will retaliate, but you never retaliate. So they make the assumption that, okay, he or she must be a religious person. He or she must be, a believer of Jesus Christ, or a believer of the Prophet Muhammad. It's just how it is. That's the world we live in. As a chosen one, you must accept that reality, that people assume that you are religious even though you are not, right? The other sign, here's the other sign. Many of the people that you come across, when they recognize that you are a chosen one, they will submit under your dominance. Let me say that again. When people realize or recognize that you are a chosen one without you telling them, right, they will submit to your dominance. There's another thing about chosen ones. Your aura is very, very much dominant in any atmosphere, in any place, in any sphere that you step in. It might be at work, it might be right around your friends, it might be anywhere. These people will recognize your dominance and they will submit under your dominance without you even exerting dominance, right? Without you trying to act superior, without you having a superiority complex, without you trying to be supreme, without you trying to make people your insubordinates, right? People will just subdue under your dominance because your aura and your energy your magnetic aura is very, very heavy upon different people. You know, as a chosen one, you don't need many things to make your aura magnetic and to make your aura very much heavy and strong, right? Many people need to like use different things. Many people need to use charms. Many people need to use incantations. Many people need to use all sorts and all kinds of witchcraft, right? But you, as a chosen one, you don't need to use any of those things. Your aura in itself is very, very much dominant and very, very much heavy upon many people. So they can feel that heaviness as soon as you walk into the room, as soon as you step into the room, as soon as you speak to these people. They know automatically that you are different. You are not like them, right? You are definitely a chosen one. And many people who have the right spirit, that's another thing. If they have the right spirit, if they recognize you're a chosen one and they have the right spirit, they definitely will submit under your dominance without you exerting any force and without you even trying to make them subdue under your dominance, right? That's how you know that, okay, people do recognize that you are a chosen one. Last but not least, I think this is the most powerful indicator that people recognize you are a chosen one. And that's why I put it last on this list, right? Many of the times when people recognize that you are a chosen one, this is how you will know, this is how they'll show you. Your happiness, right? Your joy, your peace of mind, your nonchalant behavior, it will piss them off. It will make them angry. They will hate the fact that you are at peace with everything, right? You are good at everything. Even though things are going sour, even though things are not going as good, and you are happy, right? It brings to them a certain kind of I don't even know what to call it, but they despise that feeling that they cannot be fulfilled the way that you are fulfilled in the current situations, right? I mean, you don't have to be balling for them not to be balling, for them to actually hate that. They can be balling more than you, they can be having a great time more than you. You could be having the worst time in your life, right? But because you are content in that and because you are certain in that and fulfilled in that, they will hate that and they will despise you merely for you being happy, merely for you being joyous in your own life. They will hate that because that's the thing. It baffles them. How are you this composed? How are you this joyful? How are you this sufficient in everything? How are you surviving sometimes, right? Because other people can put themselves in your shoes and be like, all right, we wouldn't have survived that. We wouldn't have, came out of that, right? We wouldn't survive on that salary. We wouldn't survive on, that kind of a family, that kind of a setup. You feel me? That kind of a many different situations, right? So people can see that and they can hate the fact that you are joyful in that. The fact that you are fulfilled in that. They can hate it. And as soon as they hate that, then you know. Then you know that they recognize that you are a chosen one. People need coping mechanisms, right? People need alcohol. People need drugs. People need different things, right? Even though you can also indulge in those kind of things, but you can also not indulge in them and still have the same euphoria. So that's the thing that they hate most of the time. The fact that for you to be euphoric, you don't need anything that's gonna stimulate your dopamine, right? Because that's another thing about many people in this current world that we live in. They need their dopamine fix, right? They need their brain stimulated to such a point that without it being stimulated, life doesn't seem the same. Life is no longer fun anymore. That's why many people hate being alone, right? They can't stand being alone. They can't stand just being in their own company, because when they're in their own company, all their demons come back, and now they are no longer sober, so they need something to supplement that loneliness with, right? Those thoughts with. So they use different things to stimulate their dopamine, and now they're joyful, now they're all that. But you can do that outside of all of these external things, and they can hate that, they can despise that. Those are the signs that people definitely recognize that you are a chosen one. If these signs resonate with you, hit me up in the comments, leave a like on the video as well. Tell us exactly how you have seen people recognizing you as a chosen one in your journey, in your day-to-day life. Thank you very much for watching, and please do not forget that as a chosen one, you are powerful beyond reasonable measure, and nothing will ever keep you down. Much love. Peace out.